All right, it is officially a very weird market to be a real estate agent in. At the time of this recording, it's October 16th, and I literally feel like the last 2 weeks we have felt almost like a shudder in the industry, a quaking, if you will, of a slowdown. Obviously, we know in September we had the highest rates that we have had in 20 years, and affordability is the worst it's been in 27. So what are you supposed to do as a real estate agent who's facing winter coming? Winter is right around the corner and it might have just arrived early, to re-energize your business and get ahead of this slowdown that we're facing, and it's not gonna go away anytime soon. So I wanna give you 5 things that we're gonna do in your business today that can actually help move the needle and grow throughout a slower market. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Marina Tolentino and I'm a real estate agent here in Hawaii. I close about 25 million in real estate every single year and help lead a small team of agents and mentor a good handful as well with our company eXp Realty. But I really want you to take this advice and not just listen to it and get inspired, but to really apply it and put it to work. So let's kind of talk about the statistics real quick, right? So I think for me, doing the nitty gritty, I'm like, how bad is this gonna be? I don't know. I'm still a newer agent in terms of experience. I got licensed in 2020. I had 2021 success, 2022 success, tripled my income 3 years consecutively, but this is the first downturn that I'm facing. And so there's data that shows, I think this Association of Realtors is saying the average experience of agents in the market is only 8 years. So out of the entire scope of agents from age 20 to age 60, the average years of experience is only 8, meaning majority of us have never had a downturn in our market or in our career yet. So this is the first time that we're facing this slowdown. What do we do? And especially for these pandemic agents, this is gonna be a big wake-up call, right? Another thing is knowing that John Cheplack, he's a big agent coach across the nation. I mean, people pay him $30,000 to speak 1 hour. And he is predicting amongst all the brokerages and teams that he coaches that 30 to 50% of all agents are gonna leave the industry in the next 2 years, which is a huge, huge cut on just the amount of agents needed. And then lenders on the lending side, 50% have already left the industry in 2023 alone. So that industry has already been feeling it. I know I've had colleagues all summer just making moves, making pivots, trying to readjust their business as the amount of new mortgage applications has come to an all-time low in the first time in a really long time. So now as agents, we're starting to feel that outside of just the mortgage industry. But when can we look to this get better? I mean, they're predicting, and this is from First Tuesday, which is a big forecast, is just saying that this isn't really gonna improve and get to that 2021 excitement from buyers until 2026 and even up to 2028. So we need to be prepared for a 2-year winter, essentially, is what we're looking at in order to turn business around. So I don't believe that we should fall narrative to the fear that your business is just gonna halt. Now we all need to get real jobs, but I'm saying there are ways that we can absolutely improve. So let's roll into it. Number 1 is gonna be increasing your face time with your clients and your SOI. When we call SOI, we call that our sphere of influence, right? So it's pretty obvious, right? You just need to remind your people, not even your clients, just your friends, family, past coworkers, etc., your kids, parents, classmates, etc., that you're a real estate agent by trade. This is what you do, and it's a full-time career. It's not a hobby business for you. So one way that I'm doing this is actually this Saturday, Taylor Swift has her Eras tour showing in the movie theater. I booked out an entire theater for my clients and my SOI to come in, enjoy it. I bought 4 boxes of friendship bracelets yesterday, and I'm gonna make all these friendship bracelets for us, but it's just something fun. It has nothing to do with real estate whatsoever, but I'm just gifting that to my people. A great way for us to hang out, have a good time, and people know that I'm treating them because they're my clients too, so they really do enjoy that. Second thing we do in the holidays is just a holiday door drop. So usually that's a pumpkin with a little gift card or something that goes out to our clients, or we'll do chocolates from the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. One year we did candles to everybody, but that is a work in itself because we have over 300 past clients as a team. So it takes us a good month to get out to 300 doors and hand deliver all of these gifts. But again, it's FaceTime with that person to say, oh my gosh, how are the kids, right? Oh, you got a puppy, how cool. But we're just having that natural conversation instead of a phone call to say, hey, how's it going? How's the real estate market? I will never be that agent. I want to be face-to-face, and I really want to build a relationship more naturally. The third thing I do during the holidays is a holiday family card, right? So everybody does their Christmas cards. Well, guess what? All of my clients get our family card too. I don't just stop it at the family. So I ordered an additional 100 cards that go out to our clients. The past 2 years, I've done like a fridge magnet and as well that has my name on it and stuff. But it's cute, it's aesthetically pleasing. It's not like a eXp branded calendar that goes on your fridge, but it's something that people actually want to look at every day. So that's a big one that I do. And then the last thing that you can could do during the holidays is just host regular fun get-togethers, something like a white elephant gift exchange. There's so many cool seasonal things that go on. Like I know in Waikiki, we do like a trolley event that does the holiday light tours. You can absolutely book out a whole trolley and have 30 of your friends come and join. Everybody pitches in and Venmos you for it. But it's just a great way to get together and embrace the season face to face. Again, face to face is key here so that we're not having to cold call anyone or just like randomly text them to remind you that you're in the business. Nobody wants that, but they do want to get to know you as a person. So that's going to be number one. Second thing, right? So as our income might decrease seasonally, we need to also cut our costs accordingly, especially being on a commission-based pay. We know if we don't have an escrow lined up next month, guess what? We're going in the negative to make business expenses happen, right? So you need to make sure that we're cutting expenses. So a couple ways that I'm seeing big teams do this and high producing solo agents is they are reducing or stopping lead gen cost altogether, which might sound crazy. And I know for the people who have been around a lot longer than 3 years, that is the lifeblood of what they think of their business, right? They think that they need to pay for pay-per-click. They need to pay for Zillow, etc. That's the only thing that's going to drive the needle. Well, I want to fight that and say, actually, you have an entire database of past clients or people who opted in the last 5 years that just need to be reminded and shaken up a little bit, right? So if we have, like as a team, we have over 6,000 names in a database that's not being worked actively like it could be. Do you think there's business in there? 100%, right? But who is willing to do the work and actually shake these up, remind them about the opportunities that exist in today's market, and just see if it's time for a move? That's what we're talking about. Then the third thing with cutting costs is just remembering that if you're on your own, you have 100% of the liability of your expenses versus if you join a team or you join a partnership or you hui up with someone else, then you can share those costs, which is another great way to get through a winter season is to say, hey, I don't have the $2,000 a month that I used to spend on lead gen. Let's partner together with me and another solo agent or join a team and we can split that cost in half or have a lender participate or another community partner join you and have some ad spend on things if you want to do it that way. Okay. Number 3 thing is going to be back to basics. What's going to pay you today, right? When I say back to basics, I mean back to when you first got licensed. There are a couple of core essential activities that every single agent should be doing, and that is your lead gen time in the morning. Just had a call with Clayton Gitz, who's one of our business partners, and he runs a 40-person agent team in Virginia. They just recently mandated 4 hours minimum in office is required. And his agents must have thought like the world was ending for them to say that there was 4 hours of mandatory office time. But 4 hours a week is not crazy. He's not saying 4 hours a day, but 4 hours a week in office to spend specifically on lead gen, no distractions, no outbound texts, no outbound calls, no inbound. So we're only reaching new clients and shaking those up, right? But that's what's going to pay you today. If you need a paycheck next month, it's those core activities of lead gen, prospecting in the morning. And if you want to build a business in the future, that's going to pay you 2-3 years out consistently, but triple your business. That's where you lean into the video side. So right now, today, I've been doing YouTube over 2 years. And that is what is consistently paying me today. It's not going to be the morning stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing instant results with that because I don't spend a lot of time on that. Instead, I'm in a part of my business where I can focus on content. And just in the last 30 days, I've gotten 3 million of real estate under contract from YouTube, which is insane. So I have colleagues, they don't know where their next paycheck is coming from, right? They haven't started the video content building up and piling up over time. And so they're still stuck in the cold calling phase of their business. But I'm able to be in a place today where I have 5 to 7 new leads a week coming in passively through YouTube, which is insane to me. And every time I get one, I'm in shock that it's a real person, and it really does work because you're building that relationship over time, right? Another big thing on back to the basics, I'm coaching with John Cheplack right now. And so he's saying that this other team did a study who's like super nerdy on the numbers, right? What you measure gets done. And so their data is showing that in the previous year, 2022, even up to summer 2023, it would take 7 to 13 follow-up attempts to convert a cold lead. Well, now this fall, it's taking 26 attempts to convert that same person. And so what that tells me is that extra, 13 touches it takes that's how much more education and value we have to give to a client to help them get over their own hurdles or whatever other obstacles and mindset at things they might be going through, and just the affordability, right? So if someone is telling me that, it's just not a good time, it's too expensive, well, there's probably 5 other layers in their brain that I need to just help them work through. But I can't do that unless I have the opportunity to have that FaceTime with them or a one-on-one conversation. So knowing that we're time blocking and we're spending 3 to 4 hours a day working on talking with new people, that's where that time comes in, that 26 touches. And just, you can reset your goals that way based on a 26 number. You're still gonna see results by just doing the math, okay? The other thing that John said to me was that if you door knock 100 doors, in our case, I'm gonna say canvas because we don't really push on door knocking. I hate to be door knocked myself, so we don't like to do that to our clients, but we'll leave behind materials, okay? So leave behind materials at 100 doors, call 100 people in a week, and sit 4 open houses a week. Do you feel like you would have enough leads? Yes or no? Yes, you probably would. Who is willing to do the work, right? It's not if you're capable, are you willing? So I know I could get all of that done, canvas 100 doors, call 100 people, and sit 4 open houses a week for 20 hours a week. That still gives me an extra 20 hours a week to follow up or help my current escrows, to create new content, etc. But I'm not sitting around twiddling my thumbs worried about the market. I'm going out there and creating the business, okay? So that's number 3, was back to the basics. Number 4 thing you can do to boost your business right now is mergers and partnerships. So kind of like what I mentioned before on the cutting costs, but this is like a business partnership or a hui. And I know some people can be adverse to these because they've had a bad past experience or like a bad business marriage in their past. It doesn't have to be concrete. It doesn't have to be forever. It could be seasonally. It could literally just be me going to another solo agent to say, hey, I love what you're doing. I see that your strength is really in the cold calling or in the immediate follow-up, right? The second that someone clicks on something online, you're on the phone in 5 minutes. That's not my strong suit, right? But I'm great at marketing. I am great at video. I'm great at email campaigns. Let's partner together and we share all the leads and all the business to get us through the season. Okay, that's what I mean. It doesn't mean you have to have this big business agreement drawn up and a new LLC and all of this. It's just coming together with other talented people who are good at something that you're not good at, and so you guys can complement each other through the season. Another thing with partnerships is that eXp has announced its Boost program. So if you guys don't know what that is or haven't heard of it yet, it's a great way for independent brokerages to make the move to eXp with financial incentives to do so, and basically a whole concierge team behind the scenes to make this smooth and seamless. So what's really great about this and why independent brokerages are making the move to eXp is it takes off all of that liability that you have as an indie broker, takes off all of that extra management. I mean, the payroll, you name it, all of that comes off because now you can run through eXp's tech systems. And so I'm seeing a lot of independent brokerages slowly making that move through this next season of life as we go through the market. And then just a reminder is like, the more that things change, the more they stay the same. And what we mean by that is ultimately people are what drives the business, not the transactions, right? So when you bring the people, the transactions come with them. So if you're at the indie brokerage place or a place of growing your business, hiring a team, etc., we are always recruiting. Doesn't matter what company you're with, you need talent to do the transactions for you. And so that's another big part of this number 4 is that mergers and partnerships are what's going to get you to the other side of this market. Okay, last thing on this one is to educate, inform, and advise clients. We know this, but I gotta say it a million times. It's like, ask yourself, when was the last time you had an over-the-moon client service experience? Like customer service. Was it a restaurant? Was it you hired a photographer? Was it, I don't know, you had a plumber come by? When was the last time that you could say, hands down, I had a 5-star experience and I want to shout their name off the rooftops, right? Probably not that often. And we just did this exercise with our team, and I think 1 person out of 12 people could raise their hand and say, oh yeah, I had one in the last month. So what does that tell us as agents? It tells us that the bar is extremely low to serve our clients at a higher level and to say, yes, I can do all these things and just provide so much value to you. So you're not questioning, you're not having to Google up at 11 o'clock at night what to do next in your transaction, but really a true hand-holding experience to help them have that great experience as a client. Also, a big one is to not be tone deaf to the market. If you're an agent posting content right now about how everyone needs to buy and you're gonna be stupid to not buy right now, you are totally tone deaf because it is so expensive. And I am not shy to say that. I'm gonna be the first to say, yeah, it is expensive, but there are ways that we can help educate and inform in a way that's not shameful or guilt-ridden or fear-based to show our clients perspective, right? And this is where going back to the numbers, showing them data historically about equity, about home ownership values, about tax deductions that people don't understand that they have when you own a home. There's so many different layers to this, but being respectful and realizing that it's not just housing that's gotten tightened up, everything is getting more expensive. So financial literacy is huge right now, right? Can you create content about getting rid of credit card debt, improving your credit score, how to save an extra $2,000 a month if that's even possible, how to create the side hustle? These are all ways that's gonna serve your clients well. That was it for the 5 points. But another area that I'm seeing a boom in business, and I think this is gonna continue into next year, is an increase in investors buying. And why would that be, right? Well, number one, cash is not affected by the interest rates. So if you're a cash buyer, you can buy any time of year. It doesn't matter what the market's doing. It's all about the ROI. It's about knowing your numbers, making sure that an investment is gonna turn a return for you. And so I've got a startup investment club going. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely let me know. I'm looking for people that have at least 100,000 to contribute, and we're gonna work on some fix and flips together in the next 6 months. But this is really a unique experience, and I'm not gonna share too much because it's not for everyone, but definitely for the select few who think they're ready for that and they need the hand-holding. I'm seeing an increase in interest in investing during this market. But with that said, I'm gonna drop these sources for you of where all this data came from in the description below. And if you guys are lacking that mentorship, that accountability, or just feeling stuck at where you're at, make sure you reach out to me on the Calendly link below. I would love to just hear what your struggle points are and see if I can help you get to that next step in your business. Because we are all facing these limiting beliefs in our heads every single day. Every time we see a new headline about some scary news in the market, we freak out and we kind of freeze. And I'm seeing a lot of agents step back and kind of rescind, just out of fear. And I want to tell you and encourage you, there is still more than enough business to go around. And as people leave the industry, it's just more opportunity for you to take over and then have substantial growth once the market does return to a buyer's market. Okay, guys, that was a long video, but I want to thank you so much. I'm so excited for the next one, and I'll see you next week.